Announcement to all the beautiful and gorgeous ladies of Greensboro, North Carolina, and surrounding areas, of course. Say these days, August 2nd and 3rd, Fantasy Island. Stay tuned. Yeah.
From rogue dancers booking their own tours to actors stumbling onto the set under the influence to Christian Keys himself searching for a new home for his series, this isn't just celebrity gossip. This is a real-world power struggle in the entertainment business. And if you've ever wondered what it's like to run a show like I have, when the spotlight burns hotter than the drama, then this one is for you. Let's get into it. And there definitely seems to be a disconnect between the production team and some of the actors or producers, and that's where this thing gets layered, because while Christian is trying to stabilize the show, several of the performers are finding ways to secure their own bags. And that brings us to Fantasy Island. No, we're not talking about the rebooted network series. We're talking about the live show created and promoted by Michael Bolwaire, a.k.a. Doc from The Queen's Men. I mean, well, you all know him, right? Now, this real-life Fantasy Island is a traveling male review hitting Greensboro, North Carolina on August the 2nd and the 3rd. But here's the kicker. It's not affiliated with all The Queen's Men, at least not officially, hence the name Fantasy Island. Michael and a few other dancers are branding themselves separately and booking live shows while Christian is still trying to figure out where the actual TV show is going to live. And it's a bold move. On one hand, it's smart. Why not ride the wave, right? And build an independent brand. But on the other hand, is it the right time though? And it could be seen as savvy entrepreneurship, or it could be seen as rebellion, especially if it's happening without the support or coordination from the show's creator. Because Christian has already told us that he's planning this Vegas stage play, right? So he's not behind it per se, right? Even though this is what they do on the job, on the set, right? I don't think it has anything to do with that. They're just doing this independently and on their own. Now, we know that from his last video, according to Christian Keys himself, some of the cast and crew members, either or, have been showing up to the set intoxicated, high, drunk, or just plain unprofessional. Now, he recently made a statement indicating that some staff will not be returning at all. And that's a bold statement or announcement to make just weeks before this long-awaited comeback. Now, this isn't just about a few people being late or difficult. It's about a production that may have been derailed, scenes been ruined, rehearsals been skipped, right? As a writer-director myself, I could just imagine trying to block a sensual choreographed nightclub scene with one actor slurring lines and another who can't hit a cue. Now imagine trying to do that while also fighting for funding and keeping the fan base engaged. Now Keys is in an incredibly tough spot for sure, not just as the face of the show, but as the showrunner. Because here's the truth, when a cast or crew doesn't respect the set, the story suffers, period. I've been in a situation a couple of times, not with me as a director, but on sets that I've worked on. And from a director's point of view, I can tell you discipline is everything. When someone walks in late, it doesn't just delay the shoot, it affects the energy, the whole rhythm, the trust, right? And as a director, you have a split second to either fix the vibe or risk the entire project crashing. That's why casting isn't just about talent, it's about temperament. The fans may not know everything what happens off camera, but networks do, sponsors do, executives talk, right? And if the show doesn't deliver consistency, there's always another sexy drama that's waiting to take its place. But Christian is a fighter. That for sure. He's a creator, an actor, and now a businessman navigating the wild waters of streaming, brand control, and cast management, which he doesn't really seem to have a handle on quite just yet. He knows what's at stake, and he's trying to save his vision by any means necessary. But let's talk about the fans. Women are definitely buying tickets like crazy. Fantasy Island is selling out. VIP experiences, backstage passes, the anticipation is real. These aren't just shows, they're events, right? And people are traveling to see them. But here's a concern. Will this split dilute the main brand? If the fans get their eating fix from Fantasy Island, will they still tune in to watch All the Queen's Men on BET Plus or wherever it lands next? Or will the live show cannibalize the audience? Christian Keys may be wondering the same thing. I mean, I would be, right? When actors use their popularity of a show to fuel their own separate ventures, it creates an unpredictable dynamic. You can't really fault the hustle, but you also can't ignore the tension that it creates with the original brand, especially if the main show is still fighting for funding and cohesion and a place to live, right? Now, let's put ourselves in Christian's shoes, or better yet, his director's chair. You've built a hit, right? You've carried this show through its roughest seasons. You've watched the fan base grow, but now the house you've built is being rented out by the very people you gave the keys to. Would you let them do their thing to support the hustle, or would you feel betrayed? This is the gray area, and that's why this situation is so compelling from the outside. Fans see glitz and they see glamour and they see the oil slicks, the six packs, right? But inside that production tent, it's also about loyalty, contracts, and consistency. And if you're one of the dancers, how do you say no to a packed show with your name in lights and a paycheck that doesn't really require you to wait on studio checks? I can see both sides, and as someone who's directed live productions, let me tell you, it takes one weak link to collapse the entire machine. I mean, you can rehearse all you want, but if one person is on a different mission, the whole energy shifts. You can feel it in the room. And Christian Key seemed to be fighting for control of that energy, not just creatively, but legally, financially, and emotionally. Now, the return of All the Queen's Men, that's again coming up July the 24th, it feels like more than just a new season. It feels like it's at a crossroads. Will this be the season that revitalizes the show, lock in a new network, and reignite the fire? Or will it mark the slow dissolution of the original cast, storyline, and power structure? Christian Keys has made it very clear that things are going to change. Some cast members or members of the production side won't return. I mean, he didn't say that part. I mean, it wasn't clear, and it never is with Christian. And I just wish he'd keep it off the public internet, because your dealings, your contracts, and your movie sets, it's none of our business, right? All we want to see is the show. And all his videos, all it does is really create a space for public opinion of those who don't really know business or entertainment. They just have opinions that won't hold any weight while signing contracts or sitting at the payout table. And I hope he's not really losing trust from networks, streaming platforms or others who wish to do business with him. Hopefully this unprofessional behavior and this drama doesn't hinder the show that he's worked so hard for the past 15 years. And what does this mean for the fans, for us? It means that this upcoming season, it might just be the most important one yet. Not because of the plot twist, not because of the jaw-dropping scenes, but because of the real life stakes behind the scenes. The drama you see on screen might not be anything compared to what we're seeing once the cameras stop rolling, right? And for the ladies buying these Fantasy Island tickets, will they still be tuned in on July 24th? Or is the live experience now the main attraction? Only time will tell. But one thing's for sure, the men of Eden aren't waiting for the network to figure it out. They're booking shows, building their names, and giving fans what they want, that live, raw, and unfiltered entertainment. Christian Keys is doing damage control while trying to elevate the brand, and somewhere in the middle of all this, a show is coming back. So this is where we land, people, but don't expect business as usual. Although season 4B has already filmed, can we expect cast shakeups, behind the scene transitions, or storylines that might mirror real life more than anyone intended? Has this already taken place? Something we can look forward to? Some type of change is expected for sure. And for them, this is more than just a comeback. It's real life rebranding. It's a moment in front of the audience that's been loyal, vocal, and passionate, but that loyalty has limits, right? If the drama off screen overshadows the work on screen, people will just move on. They always do. And as a stage director, I've seen the power of a strong cast and a unified vision. And I've also seen what happens when ego, excess, and instability creep in too, right? Shows fall apart faster than what they rise. And Christian Keys is trying to rewrite this ending. He's fighting for a show that's already changed the game and trying to make sure that it doesn't become another cautionary tale. Now, the question is, will the cast support that vision, or are they already on another stage, living out their own fantasy? I'll be watching, will you? Let me know down in the comments below. And if you like this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. I'd appreciate it. And if you're a fan of All the Queen's Men like I am, then go ahead and sub to this channel for more videos just like this one. Thank you so much for tuning in today, you guys, and I'm going to see you on the next one.